Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing good. This weather is doing something. I mean, a lot of rain, a lot of water. Well, you came down from West Plains. How water everywhere?
Water everywhere. Looks like a lake in a few places. But one thing about it, generally it comes up fast and it goes down fast.
Yeah, it goes down pretty fast. And we hope that'll be the case today. Boy, you got a big day coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, we do. We're glad to be here to talk about it. We're having Cystic Fibrosis Day at Captain D's Restaurant in West Plains. The Stokes family, they've supported us ever since they've been in that business, which is a long time. And so Zach and Jessica Stokes, who are the owners of Captain D's, they started this 3 years ago. They approached us and wanted to do a Captain D's day there. And so this is the third year they've done that. So starting tomorrow at 10:30 until 9 o'clock tomorrow night, they give us a portion of their sales, the inside sales, carry-out sales, drive-through. They've been great. It's been a really great event for us, and we're looking forward to it. We'll be there all day tomorrow and selling chances on the two pistols that we're going to have at the concert, and we just have a great time. They're a great family. We really enjoy working with them.
This is a great way for people to help with the cause.
That's right.
Maybe that, and there are people that, going to concerts just aren't their thing, and they still want to help. And this is the way for them to help by going, having dinner, having lunch, whatever the case may be at Captain D's, and they'll be making a contribution. That's right. And, they always put a tip jar out there, and you'd be surprised how many people walk by there, and they'll put $5 in there, or they'll put $10 in there. And, that all amounts up. But it's been a big, big deal for cystic fibrosis. Yeah, and it's tomorrow, folks. From the time they open, 10:30, is that right? They open at 10:30, and they close at 9 o'clock, and so it's all day. And then tomorrow evening. Yeah, and lots of good food. Yeah, I love that good. Captain D's fish. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I eat there about 3 times a week. I would, too, if it was a little bit closer. All right, so, and then, of course, 2 weeks from tomorrow's the concert. Concert's 2 weeks from tomorrow. Everything's going really good. We're getting a lot of stuff in. I think we got, 7 quilts or 8 quilts. I don't know. Faye Fulton from Ash Flat brought us a quilt this week. Oh, yeah. And this makes, I think, 3 or 4 that she's made for us. And so Mr. Blair up at Elk Creek's made us a cedar bench. And so we got a lot of different stuff going on. And for the auction. That's all for the auction. And so we've got a lot of interest. A lot of people from outside areas calling. I had a call last night from Nixon, Missouri about tickets, and we're getting calls from a lot of different areas that's wanting to come see Eddie Montgomery Gentry. So I'd encourage people to get their tickets. It's $30 in advance, and it's $40 at the door. But you get your tickets early, save you $10 a ticket. Kids 12 and under are $5. And if you live outside the area and you're not anywhere around where you can buy a ticket, you can call the West Plains Civic Center and charge by phone. And that number is 417-256-8123, and we'll hold you tickets for you at the door. All right, so Rick, one of the highlights of the night always is the auction, and one of the things about the auction is every year you've had a guitar autographed by the artist that's coming to town. That's right, and it's always been a flat top guitar. Well, right. If I understand correctly, this year had been kind of an upgrade. It's an electric guitar. An electric guitar. And that was, for years, Bob Tate owned Ozark Trading Post, and he passed away last year, and so Randy Reese bought it, and so Randy said he wanted to continue that tradition of them donating a guitar, and so it's an American flag electric guitar. It's a cool-looking guitar. It's a cool-looking guitar, and Eddie Montgomery's going to autograph that, and so we're going to sell chances on that at the concert. So starting at 6 o'clock at night, we'll start selling chances on that. It's $20 a pop, and what we do is we take a deck of cards, we tear them in 2, we give you a card, and then we draw these cards out. But it's last one standing wins the guitar. That's right. The last one standing wins the guitar, and so that's been a really cool event, and that's something that not too many people can get. Oh, absolutely. And actually, I seen a thing this week on Facebook, a guy out in Pennsylvania, and it was actually a cystic fibrosis fundraiser. And it was a guitar that Eddie Montgomery had autographed, and this was like 15 years ago, and the guy wanted to sell it, and he's wanting $10,000 for it. Whoa. So I called him and says, why don't you just donate that to us, because we're doing the cystic fibrosis fundraiser. He didn't answer me. Well, somebody's going to be real happy winning that guitar, and they have been every year. So, the silent auction's going to be going on. Be selling more tickets for the 2 firearms you're giving away.
Yeah, and we're actually selling those tomorrow at Captain D's. Lois and Jessica, I can't sell them, but they can really sell them good. But anyway, we're selling.
Well, they're prettier than you are.
That's true. That's true. And so they're going to be selling that, and then we'll sell chances that night, and then we'll draw. We'll draw first for the Kimber 9mm. That'll be the first one. You get 2 chances, and the second one is a Ruger 22. So you got 2 chances there to win.
Wow. And folks need to get your tickets. I mean, in addition to all this other stuff, Eddie Montgomery in concert.
You're not going to be able to go see Eddie Montgomery Gentry for $30 anywhere else in the country. And the only reason we are able to do this is because of all the sponsors that helps us through this event, like K95. And, we have lots of different sponsors. Everybody wants to be part of it. And like what you was talking about a while ago, people are making us stuff and everything. They might not be able to afford to give us money, but they can make stuff. And so we sell it in auction. So, when you walk in there, as well as Mike, it's kind of like walking into a festival because there's a lot of stuff, just like a beehive in there. There's a lot going on. And of course, we're going to, the night's going to end with Eddie Montgomery up there for about an hour and a half with Montgomery Gentry. And boy, they've got a ton of good songs, I can tell you.
Yes, they do. All right, so one other thing before we move on here is, of course, we have Jessica's friends are going to sing on that night as well.
Right. They're the opening
How many
act.
kids did they have? The first rehearsal was this past Sunday. How many kids?
Last Sunday. We had almost 30.
Oh, wow.
And we know of about 15 that wasn't there, so we're expecting 45 to 50 kids, and they will put you on a show. I can tell you right now. You never know what's going to happen, and them kids get up there, but they were all excited and everything, so they'll practice this Sunday and the following Sunday, and then we take them down on Friday night before the concert and get them up on stage, but they're going to be the opening act, and they've been the opening act since year 1, and this happens to be number 35.
Wow.
And, you and I were young when we started this, and we're breaking Coleman in on this now. He doesn't know what he's getting into. If you volunteer once, you volunteer for life.
Yeah, my age is about doubled in 35 years.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, man. All right, so, Rick, one other thing, and I know we got Captain D's tomorrow, but you've got another place that's going to do a Cystic Fibrosis Day. You want to mention that?
Yeah, the following Thursday, which is on March 9th at Ozark Cafe.
Yeah.
So they're doing a Cystic Fibrosis Day also. So anyway, we thank these restaurants for doing this because that's something that's just happened in the last 3 years, sure. And it's been a big event for us. And we're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid. We fund research at the University of Missouri, and the research doctors will be there that night and see how we raise the money. And they're very good stewards of the money that we donate them, and we fund research projects. They present them to us, and we think they're worthwhile, then we fund them. And so we've been doing this, like I said, the concert's 35 years, and so it's been a long process, but we're getting a lot of good results, and things are getting a lot better with kids with cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, I was going to say that the strides that have been made in those 35 years is remarkable.
We went, Mike, when we started this 35 years ago, the average lifespan of a child was 12 years old with cystic fibrosis. Yeah. Now we're in the upper 40s. So the progress has been made, has been significant.
Yeah. Better treatment and eventually a cure.
Eventually a cure. Yeah, they've got a new drug right now. It's going really good. And so I actually have made 2 drugs together. They've made it like a cocktail, and it is going gangbusters. It's going really well. People are living a fairly normal life compared to what it used to be. Like with Jessica, we call her like a pioneer because, when we started with her, she's 42 now. It's a whole lot different now than it was then.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, we're making a lot of strides.
Oh, fantastic. Rick, thank you very much.
You bet. Thanks for having me down.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
Coleman, welcome to the Cystic Fibrosis Fund.
Appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right. We're going to have a good time. Look at Mike had hair when we started. Now look at him.
Yeah, I've had so much fun, it all fell out.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Mike, for having me down here.
Rick.
Thank you for all your help.
Absolutely. Anytime. And, I'll be there for the auction.
Yeah. Thank you. Well,
I love being part of the auction.
Yeah, the auction's great.
Yeah.
I tell you what. But I telling the guy the other day, he said, "Man, I want to come to that auction." I said, "Listen, you've got to buy a ticket to get in."
Exactly.
And so people understands that. But it is all general admission. I encourage people to get their tickets. We think we're going to have a big crowd, and I've seen Eddie Montgomery. We've watched some of his concerts on YouTube and stuff, and he's not going to disappoint you. I can believe me. I tell you, he's quite an entertainer.
Yep, he is. Well, all of them have been.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever being a bad one.
Well, we think we've done a pretty good job. We try to fit the artist to our crowd, and so we've been very fortunate. I've talked to Eddie Montgomery and Montgomery Gentry's manager this last week, down-to-earth guy. He says, "Hey, you do what you normally do, and we'll work around you." That don't always happen.
Right.
So they're really down-to-earth, good people. They're from Kentucky. So we're looking for a great show, really great show.
Very good. Thank you, Rick.
You bet, Mike. Thank you.
Be careful going home. Don't drive through any water running over the road.
All right.
Especially not right now.
Okay.
The water is getting deeper by the minute.
Okay.
Need to pull that old Johnny Cash song out of there. High's the water, daddy.
Well, if I
2
get in
feet
trouble,
high
I'm going to
and
call
rising.
Coleman come get me out.
There you go. All right, Rick Frazier, West Plains Cystic Fibrosis. Folks, you're listening to The Redbone Show. We're brought to you this hour